Hello all of you beautiful people of the world, my name is Creative Rush, and welcome to our first installment of Rush Reviews. So I've made an executive decision as executive of the YouTube channel, and only sole member of the YouTube channel actually, that I'm going to start trying and reviewing the bigger budget AAA games. Now Let's Plays on indie games are still going to stay, but I kind of wanted to cover all games, but indie is where my focus is going to be, so I'm going to do Let's Plays on those. And then with the bigger budget indie games, I'm going to sort of do a retrospective review and check out, all the little aspects of it here and there, and try to give my collected thoughts on the games. If you guys enjoy it or don't enjoy it, leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, if you want me to review other games, anything like that, leave it in the comments down below, really helps me out. But for the first installment of Rush Reviews, we're going to be reviewing What Remains of Edith Finch. Now this game was developed by Giant Sparrow, who also developed The Unfinished Swan, which is another fantastic PlayStation game I definitely recommend you go buy. The term walking simulator has garnered a lot of hate in the gaming community in recent memory. And if you don't know what a walking simulator is, it's basically a game where you go through a narrative, it's very linear, you uncover the story as you go, and you have very limited control over your character. Now I could see why a person wouldn't like this type of game. It's very slow paced, you have to uncover the story over time, but I would disagree with that statement. There are some fantastic walking simulators out there, and I'm going to call it walking simulator because that's just what I've known to refer it as. Two great examples of fantastic walking simulators are The Vanishing of Ethan Carter and Gone Home, which I can tell that What Remains of Edith Finch takes a lot of inspiration from. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's actually start reviewing this game. So basically the plot of this game is that you play as the title character Edith Finch, and you're part of the Finch family, a family that's had a curse on them for years and years that causes all the family members to die out. After your mother dies, you become the last remaining member of the Finch family, and in your mother's will, she leaves you the Finch household. Basically, you go through the house, explore all the rooms, uncover what happened to all of the different family members, and it's actually really intriguing. It's a really short game, only about 2 hours long, but in that short time, it introduces so many characters, and all of these different people that have their own personalities and own stories, and I was intrigued in all of them. At first glance, this might seem like your average walking simulator, going around picking up notes, etc., but it actually has a lot more to it than you'd think. One thing I really loved about this game is that every time you pick up a note from a family member that explains where they went and how they died, it'll actually transfer you to the perspective of that family member, and you get to reenact their life. All of these segments break up the monotony and actually change up the gameplay a lot. Like one segment will have you playing as a girl who will eat anything she can get her hands on, and the other is a man who's trying to be king in his own imagination. These gameplay segments really help break up what it would otherwise be a really average walking simulator, and it makes it fantastic. Being able to experience these family members' lives through their perspective other than just notes adds a whole nother layer to this game. Graphically, this game isn't the best I've seen, but the amount of detail they put into each room of this house is outstanding. You can tell there's a story in every single room, and you want to uncover that story. Each area of this house has its own personality, and it's really, really cool. Each room in this house has its own personality, and makes it feel like its own living, breathing character. In terms of gameplay, it's your fairly standard walking simulator, except for the segments where you're in the perspective of the other family members. You walk around, you can interact with things, and that's basically it. Interacting is actually pretty fun in this game though. Let's say you go to open a door. You can hold the interact button and then you have to hold in the left stick. I play this on PS4. You hold the left stick and it will then open the door. I would sort of liken it to opening doors in Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Now one issue I really did have with this game is that it doesn't run the best. Now this game runs fine for the most part, but in the beginning segments and some parts throughout, I did find that the frame rate dropped significantly. And in those frame rate drops, I got a lot of control delays, and it made it a little harder to move and look around. That's almost the only negative I have toward this game, because this game is, if you couldn't tell already, it's pretty fantastic. One thing I haven't even brought up yet is that this game deals with some pretty heavy themes. Things like grief and the inevitability of death are all covered in this, and it really hits hard. All the different themes it covers are tackled with pinpoint precision, and it really is very insightful. I left this game a little emotionally distraught. Okay, I did kind of lie. The one thing wasn't the only flaw I had with this game, but this isn't actually part of the game. One thing I have an issue with is that I think it's a little too expensive for what it is. Now again, I think this game's fantastic, but this game is $20 for only a 2-hour experience, and I feel like it could be dropped a little bit. That was my same issue with Firewatch, and the same still applies here. But in conclusion, I personally freaking love this game, and I really think you guys will too. Alright, let's try doing a numbering system. I'm going to score this game. I give What Remains of Edith Finch an 8.2 out of 10. This game's immersive, interesting, intriguing, but is held down by a few technical glitches and bugs. Overall, I definitely think this one's worth your while. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more videos not like this, because I haven't done this yet, and I might do more, don't know, hit the subscribe button down below. You can get notified every time I post a video. And if you want me to do anything else, please leave it in the comments. I'm always reading comments, always taking suggestions. Okay, with that said, since there's nothing else to say, I'll see all you guys in the next video. See you later.